What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Your boy Dread is back, and this is an episode of Wrestle Talk for all my wrestling and sports fans. Now, let me cut right to the chase. The WWE has had a bad history of not using some of their talent to its fullest potential, and it could be for several reasons. I mean, it could be because of backstage politics, it could be because of injuries, it could be because they're going to other wrestling promotions, or it could be because they're just used to push guys who are already over. They're just feeding them to guys who already are in the main event or who already have a title on them. But anyway, there's a lot more guys who I could name, but I'm just going to stick to five. And I'm only going to go from pretty much the prime of the Ruthless Aggression era to now. So, yeah, pretty much guys from 2005 to the present. I'm only going to name five of them, but you guys feel free to name more. Who are some guys who you feel deserve main event spotlight but didn't get it because of backstage politics? But anyway, the top five WWE superstars who the WWE has dropped the ball on in recent years. Anyway, number five.
Mr. Kennedy!
Mr. Kennedy. Now, there was something special about Mr. Kennedy, to me anyway. Now, Mr. Kennedy, I mean, he was so over as a heel, you would think that he would be a face with the way he could, with the way his mic skills were. His mic skills were phenomenal, and just the way he could just rock a crowd. Now, one of the reasons why he didn't get that main event push was his first strike was he had an issue with performance-enhancing drugs, steroids. The second, the WWE superstars were complaining about how he was unsafe to work with, which to me is a bunch of BS. But and then that sparked him to move to another wrestling promotion, TNA. But yeah, WWE to me dropped the ball on him big time. I mean, sure, and the thing is, a lot of his matches that he had in the mid card were pretty damn classic. I mean, he's been in a couple of ladder matches. He won the Money in the Bank ladder match, and to me, he should have had a title reign off that. Had a couple of classic matches with The Undertaker and a couple of other mid-card guys. And like I said, his mic skills were second to none. So, why the WWE didn't give him a main event push, or why he didn't have at least one title reign with his step with WWE, is beyond me. But anyway, number four.
Ain't no stopping me, no!
Shelton Benjamin. Now, I believe one of the only reasons why he didn't get over as much as he should have. I mean, his personality was kind of iffy. His mic skills were kind of dry. But God almighty, he made up for that by just being a pure athlete. He did anything and everything. His moveset was phenomenal. He gave you classic matches. He had a few Intercontinental title reigns, and his spots in ladder matches were legendary. Like I said, I think pretty much one of the only reasons why was because he wasn't that over on the mic. And I hate to say this, but a lot of minority WWE superstars don't really get a main event push, and if they do, then they're pretty much one of the guys who are fed to guys who already have the title. Like, you remember that feud with Shelton Benjamin and Triple H? I thought that he was going to be the breakout star of that year, of 2006, and he was this close. But no, WWE decided to go with their original plan and just feed him to Triple H and just keep him as a mid-card guy. But I will always remember Shelton Benjamin as probably one of the best athletes of the Ruthless Aggression era. Now, number three. Jack Swagger. Now, Jack Swagger, yes, he did win the Money in the Bank once, and he did have a one World Heavyweight title reign as a heel. Now, if you ask me, I thought what they were going to do with him was make him the next Kurt Angle. I mean, because he had the American gimmick, and he had the corny smile and was running around the ring. And then he came back. I believe it was from either an injury or it was from he came back from something, but then he came back as a heel with Zeb Coulter with the whole "We the People" gimmick. And to me, as a heel, he was kind of boring. I mean, especially with Zeb Coulter. But like, if you're gonna make somebody like that a heel, you got to give him a mouthpiece like a Paul Heyman or a Jimmy Hart. You got to give him something like that. But if he's a face, then you got to have him, talk on the mic more. Or if you're gonna have him as or you can have him as a Goldberg type of face where he just goes around destroying everybody. And which brings me to my next couple of guys. Now, my number two pick. Bobby Lashley. Do I even need to say it? He did everything in the WWE except win the big one. I mean, everything and not win the Royal Rumble. And he was one of my picks to win the Royal Rumble one of those years. I think it was 2006 where he was one of my top picks. But yeah, he's done almost everything. He's feuded with some of the top guys. He's feuded with the McMahons. He's been in quite a few main events. And I thought that the main event that was going to be the one to set him over was his match with John Cena at the Great American Bash 2007. But yeah, of course, like they decided at the last minute to have him job or have him lose to John Cena. Now his mic skills weren't really that great either, but once again, he had all the physical tools, all the physical gifts. He's big, strong, powerful, athletic, and some people even going as far as saying that he was the Black Goldberg. And I mean, come on, just by his appearance alone, you pretty much can't deny that. But like I said, I think another reason he's pretty much not over for the same reason that Shelton Benjamin was not over. Not enough mic skills, not enough personality, and like I said, I hate to say it, but because of his skin color. Now, you can't use this argument for the next guy because you can pretty much put him in the same category. My number one pick for the guy who the WWE dropped the ball on the hardest.
Feed me more.
Ryback. Feed me more. Now, here's the thing. Some people say that Ryback has a limited moveset. He only can do a few moves. Kind of like, but if you think about it, Goldberg, you pretty much put him in the same category as Goldberg. Goldberg didn't have that many moves either, but he was strong, he was powerful, and he made an impact. Like I said, his mic skill, from 2013 to 2014, like right before Ryback's heel turn, his mic skills were getting a little bit better, but then they decided to turn him heel for whatever reason, and he sucked as a heel. He was better as a face who was a monster who just went around just destroying everybody. But here's another thing: it's not too late. They can still do something with Ryback if they want to. Can they? Absolutely. Will they? I wouldn't hold my breath, especially because of some of these NXT guys who are coming up, like Kevin Owens. Shoot, Kevin Owens will probably get a world title reign before Ryback will, and I actually really wouldn't complain. But the thing is, with guys like Ryback, you kind of need somebody to carry them throughout the match. You need somebody to make them look good. Somebody like Seth Rollins or CM Punk, when CM Punk was still wrestling. Or, dare I say it, somebody like Roman Reigns. You would need a good face. You would either need an athletic face, or you would need a complete heel to get somebody like Ryback over, because he doesn't have that much personality. But I would still like to see Ryback with the World Heavyweight title on him at least one time before his career drops. Now, I've named my top 5 guys who should have got a main event push, and now for the guys who it's not too late for. Number one, the obvious pick, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns has now had 2 title reigns in the span of 3 months, and I feel like hopefully they don't drop the ball on him. It's not too late, because he can still be the face of the company. He can still have a world heavyweight title on him or a major title on him and still be a face and have the crowd get behind him. He just needs to go back just to being that badass that he was when he was with the Shield. He just kicked ass, said little words, and didn't give a damn. Number 2, Dean Ambrose. Now, Dean Ambrose, out of these guys that I'm naming, has probably got the most potential to be, one of the faces of the company. It's not too late. They can still do something with Dean Ambrose, because he could be the next, dare I say it, Stone Cold Steve Austin. That guy who's just a badass, just kicks ass, does whatever the hell he wants, and it's just not right in the head. Another one, Kevin Owens. Now, Kevin Owens, he's a breakout star, and hopefully they really do something with him. Now, Kevin Owens, I can't see him as a face. Now, if they were to put a World Heavyweight title on him, it would only work with him if he's a heel. Another guy, let's see, who else? Also an up-and-comer, Neville. Neville, they can really do something with Neville. Now, of course, he may not have that much of a personality, but of course, if you want to put him in that category with the high flyers like Seth Rollins, a feud with him, and Seth Rollins wouldn't be bad. Oh yeah, and I also forgot to say this about Shelton Benjamin. Can you imagine a match between an in his prime Shelton Benjamin and a face Seth Rollins? A match like that will bring the house down. A match like that would be kind of like it'll be like the 2005 WrestleMania match between Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle. But anyway, now the number one guy who they should not drop the ball on, and you guys knew this was coming, AJ Styles. Why bring a talented guy like AJ Styles to a company like WWE and not use him to his full potential? AJ Styles is another guy who's got it all. He's already, come on, real wrestling fans already know who he is. He's already over with some of the hardcore wrestling fans. He's already over with some of the newer and, casual wrestling fans. He can wrestle. He's good on the mic. I mean, where's his flaws? And the thing is, like I said, that he could be a face or a heel, but WWE it'd be a smart idea if WWE just uses him as a face. So yes, WWE, it's not too late. Don't drop the ball on those guys. But anyway, guys, I'm out. You guys let me know in the comments who you think the WWE's dropped the ball on, and also let me know who you think that the WWE could push if they wanted to. That it's not too late for them to get a world title run. Anyway, I'm out, guys. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.